Hi, this is Mike Hendrickson from Velocity 2018 in San Jose. I'm here with Anjali from Salesforce. Anjali, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. How's the event been for you so far?
It's been great, yeah, meeting a lot of people. The sessions are great too.
And so what do you do at Salesforce?
I work as a performance engineer with the Sales Cloud team, and essentially I've been working in productivity for a long time, yeah.
Okay, so you guys probably at Salesforce have a lot of different technology stacks, technologies themselves, platforms, because you've been through a few acquisitions.
Yep, fairly recently.
How do you bring all that together if you're a performance engineer, how do you still remain performant with all those different things coming together?
Yeah, it's quite challenging because there's a lot of subsystems that are at play, especially with acquisitions coming into Salesforce. So what we have in Salesforce, we have what we call a V2MOM, and that's essentially a document that consists of our vision, values, methods, obstacles, and metrics. And each employee is encouraged to write their own V2MOM. It's sort of like your own professional mission statement for the year. And so we encourage all of the people who come in through our acquisitions to write their own V2MOM and add performance as a metric. So that way we can keep aligned to a common goal and ensure that all of our subsystems also have that same common goal. So that's essentially how we do it.
Excellent. So do you see all the different stacks as a challenge or an advantage or a disadvantage?
It's more of an opportunity, honestly, to see all of these subsystems come together and give us a lot more capability than we had before. So it's actually really, really good for us.
So some of the acquisitions bring technologies that are going to be good for Salesforce, and then some just have to go along their way and move on.
I don't know how much we've I guess, grandfathered into our own product and how much has been sort of left behind, but we try to make sure that every part of every acquisition is considered and is part of the Salesforce family.
So when you have so many third-party apps built into your platform, how do you as a performance engineer still make sure you're high performance? Could those apps slow you down and bog down the system, and how do you make sure that doesn't happen?
We try to ensure that we're using as much of our homegrown tools to measure performance around all of these new features that we're building. We actually have proprietary frameworks that we use, like Aura, for example, and so we build performance tools around them. One of those tools is called Soleil, and it essentially measures a bunch of different metrics, and these are the metrics that are added to our V2MOM. This is essentially what the common goal of all of our acquisitions, as well as what our Salesforce core pages are. So yeah, essentially it's around building our own homegrown tools and as well as using open source tools.
So how do you evaluate whether you're going to use a homegrown or you're going to go to a third party?
That's a great question. We actually have we do a lot of research, and essentially it just depends on what advantages work out for us. In terms of homegrown tools, we definitely feel like since we build a lot of proprietary frameworks, we tend to build tools that are very specific, you know, that can do a very specific thing that can be customized exactly the way that we want, which you can't get with third-party tools sometimes. And there's also this question of cost. How expensive is it going to be for us to build our own tool versus buy a license from a third-party vendor? So it depends is like the simple answer, but there's a lot of factors.
Do you guys also use open source tools?
We do.
Contribute back to the open source project?
Yeah, we have a big open source community within Salesforce, and we try to give back to our open source fellows as much as possible. So yeah.
So as a performance engineer at Salesforce, what is your biggest challenge that keeps you awake at night?
Oh man, this is an interesting question because, you know, at Salesforce, as I mentioned, there's like so many subsystems at play. There's like the database tier, there's the middle tier with all the integrations happening, and the front end performance as well. So I mainly focus on the front end side of things, and there's been a rapid growth of technology happening, of web technology. And I think the main challenge for us is to figure out how do we get all of the performance improvements that that each of these web technologies is bringing, but also ensure that our customers are not impacted adversely. So I think that's the biggest challenge for me.
And they're still secure.
They're still secure. We're still giving our customers, as much flexibility in terms of customization
and scale and
exactly.
Turnaround times, everything.
Exactly. Yep.
So that's a big challenge for you guys. So if you were to look forward and look at the next, because I know a year maybe is too long, but the next 6 months at Salesforce, what do you want to see you guys doing better?
Honestly, we want to make sure that, and we have this goal on our V2MOM as well, we want to make sure that every customer that gets added to our ecosystem, it gets the best performance, the best experience in terms of their front end, in terms of their interaction with the platform, and just ensure that our customers who've been with us for a really long time are not impacted by addition of new customers. Right.
So is performance in your world ever due to the customer having old equipment, legacy stuff? How do you mitigate that?
We try to advise our customers as much as possible to upgrade, especially browsers and things that can easily be upgraded. We try to get them to move up as much as possible. But with old systems, like old laptops that have been in play for 10 years, you can't do much. We write a lot of best practices documents for developers who develop on our platform. And we tell them, you need to be aware of a 10-year-old laptop not performing as well as a new one. So here's the best practice guide, and hopefully they follow it.
Excellent, excellent. Well, we certainly look forward to watching what you guys do in this area, so thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It's great being here.